Have you ever laid in bed wondering why you're not getting better at Fortnite, even though you're grinding hours every single day? Is it a lack of talent? Is it bad mechanics? Or maybe it's just stuff nobody has ever told you flat out? Today, I'm giving you the brutal truth, the reasons you're still bad at Fortnite, and how to fix them. One of the most common mistakes is aiming for the head when you're spraying your AR or SMG in a close fight. I get it, headshots feel satisfying. But in box fights or close range spray fights, aiming for the chest will actually get you better results. The chest hitbox is around 9 times bigger than the head, making it way easier to connect shots, especially under pressure. Players often don't realize that missing even 1 or 2 shots at close range can be the difference between winning or losing a fight. By training yourself to naturally center your aim on the chest, you'll stay more consistent under stress and win more fights without relying on pixel perfect aim. You need to drill this into your muscle memory until aiming for the chest feels automatic. Even the best players in the world default to chest shots unless they're 100% sure they can line up a clean headshot. So don't get stuck up chasing highlight clips if they cost you a real improvement. Another thing holding you back, you always hot drop expecting easy kills. Sure, it feels good when you win off spawn, but constantly fighting off drop builds bad habits. You barely get time to loot, you skip the fundamentals like rotations or storm management, and your games become RNG heavy chaos. If you rely on hot drops to practice fighting, you're missing the bigger picture. Fortnite is a survival game, as much as it is a fighting game. Playing slower, landing safer spots, and learning how to rotate, loot properly, and engage strategically will build real consistency. Hot drops are like gambling. You'll get some quick fights, but you're sacrificing long-term improvement. To get better overall, you need to experience every phase of the game, from looting to rotations to endgame. A lot of players misuse creative maps. Granting the same 1v1 map for hours feels productive, but it limits your growth. You need variety, realistic maps, zone wars, aim trainers, all combined. Your practice should simulate real game scenarios, not just ego chow box fights. Creative is powerful when used right, but predictable habits form when all you do is repetitive 1v1s. Adding zone wars helps with rotating and endgame pressure, aim maps improves precision, and realistic scenarios teach better decision making. Diversifying your routine accelerates improvement way faster. Think of your creative time as gym workouts. It should target every different muscle group of your gameplay. If you only practice builds or edits and neglect your aim, game sense, or movement, you'll plateau fast. And let's talk about crosshair placement. If your crosshair is constantly pointed at the floor or the sky when moving, you're forcing yourself to flick wildly when fights start. Keep your crosshair centered around head or chest level while moving. This alone makes your aim look 10 times cleaner. This isn't just about flashy flicks, it's about reaction time. If your crosshair starts near the right spot, you react faster, wastes less movement, and your aim becomes naturally snappier. Good crosshair placement is a low effort way to instantly level up your gameplay. You can literally shave milliseconds off your reaction time by keeping your crosshair ready, and in Fortnite, milliseconds often decide your fights. Here's another underrated reason you're stuck. You're underestimating positioning. Players with worse aim and mechanics will still beat you simply because they're in smarter spots. If you fight uphill or without cover, you're putting yourself at a massive disadvantage before the fight even begins. Positioning is like setting up the chessboard before the battle happens. High ground cover, natural terrain, using these effectively forces opponents into uncomfortable fights. Start thinking about where you fight, not just how you fight. Sometimes winning starts before the first shot is even fired, simply by outpositioning your opponent. Now, this one is huge. You don't actually review your gameplay. You might think improving just by playing more, but without VOD review, you'll repeat the same mistakes over and over and over again. Watch your games, figure out where you choke, and fix it. Improvement isn't just grinding, it's learning. Reviewing your gameplay exposes patterns you miss in the moment, like bad rotations, over-peaking, or sloppy edits. Even 15 minutes of VOD review a day compounds into massive progress over time. You'd be shocked at how often your losses are caused by the same mistakes over and over again. Until you watch yourself play, those blind spots stay hidden. Some of you also refuse to change your settings. Look, your sensitivity might be holding you back. If your aim feels inconsistent or your builds are sloppy or slow, experiment with your settings. There's no magic sense, but small tweaks can unlock way better control. Staying stuck on settings just because you've always used them limits your potential. Test new sense ranges, monitor your aim consistency, and fine-tune until everything feels natural and controlled. Finding your perfect settings is like tuning an instrument. It can take trial and error, but when it's dialed in, everything feels extremely smooth. One of the sneakiest problems is your mindset during fights. If you panic every time someone hits you first, you're throwing the game. Staying calm, resetting the fight, and playing slow can often turn a lost fight into a win. Emotional control is underrated in Fortnite. Players who stay composed mid-fight make smarter edits, reposition better, and capitalize on mistakes more. Panic leads to sloppy plays and predictable moves. Your mentality in those intense moments can literally decide the outcome. Practice staying calm under pressure. It's a skill just like building or aiming. Now, here's something most people never talk about: wasting your utility. Whether it's mobility items, heals, or hard mats, using your resources at the wrong time puts you in terrible situations. Learn to manage your loot and don't burn your movement just to escape small mistakes. High-level players conserve resources for critical moments. Burning pads or splashes early leaves you vulnerable later, or like the dash sprites. Discipline with utility management separates consistent players from inconsistent ones. You should always be asking, is this the moment to use my utility? If the answer is no, save it for when the stakes are higher. Speaking of mistakes, here's a hidden one: your ego. You probably take fights you shouldn't. chasing clips instead of smart plays. If you want to improve, prioritize winning fights over flashy edits. There's a time and place for flashy plays, but ego chasing ruins fundamentals. Smart players value consistent wins, controlled engagements, and proper rotations over highlight reels. Playing with discipline over ego is how you climb ranks, earn placements, and build real confidence in your gameplay. I also just posted a big video on this, so make sure you guys go watch this after this video. Another thing, you ignore storm management. Rotating late, ignoring zone awareness, or tunneling in fights during bad zones gets you eliminated over and over again. Play with the zone in mind, and your mid-game consistency will skyrocket. Zone awareness isn't just about staying in bounds, it's about predicting movement, avoiding edge fights, and positioning early. Mastering zone rotations reduces scuff fights and boosts your survival rate in FORTNITE. Understanding zone timing lets you control fights, avoid third parties, and secure way better positions. A lot of players also tunnel vision on mechanical skill. Mechanics are important, sure, but game sense, positioning, and awareness win tournaments. Balance your practice to develop all parts of your game. Raw mechanics might win box fights, but poor awareness or decision making costs placement points. Diversifying your improvement leads to long-term success. You need a complete toolkit: movement, aim, game sense, awareness, not just cracked edits or flashy retakes. Here's one you might not expect: poor warm-up routines. Jumping straight into ranked without warming up slows your improvement by a lot. A structured warm-up builds consistency and confidence. Skipping it makes you play worse for the first half of your session. Aim trainers, edit courses, and live box fights create muscle memory before serious games. Without it, you play stiff and make way more mistakes and waste early games. Think of your warm-ups like stretching before exercise. You reduce mistakes and set yourself up to perform at your best. Also, stop copying pro playstyles that don't fit your skill level. Just because your favorite player W keys every lobby doesn't mean you should. Play to your strengths and grow your playstyle naturally. Pros master aggression through experience. You're better off building consistency, learning fundamentals, and scaling your aggression as your skills grow. Mimicking top players without the foundation would lead to frustration and inconsistency. A lot of people overbuild in fights. You crank unnecessary builds, burning mats for no reason, and then get caught with nothing in late game. Build with intention, not panic. Smart building means using fewer mats for better defense. Overbuilding drains resources and weakens your late game potential. Efficient building is a sign of a mature player. Flashy builds look cool, but smart plays preserve mats for when they really need them. Here's a sneaky one: bad audio awareness. If you can't track footsteps, edits, or sound cues, you're constantly getting surprised. Invest time into learning audio cues. It literally saves your lives in fights. Sound is one of the best tools for predicting player movement. Train your ears to recognize audio patterns, and you'll win more fights through smarter reactions. High-level audio awareness turns you into a radar. You know where threats are coming from before they appear. Quick reminder, if you're serious about improving fast, check out my Discord, the Flow Improvement Hub. It's completely free with drop maps, coaching, teammates, and resources to boost your skill way faster. The link's in the description or the pinned comment down below. Continuing, a huge reason you're stuck is ignoring aim duels. You can't always rely on builds to save you. Your aim fights happen consistently and constantly. Also, if your raw aim sucks, you'll lose those battles. Aim training builds consistency under pressure. Isolating your aim skills daily helps win those moments where mechanics fail. Good aim is the backbone of consistent fighting. Without it, no amount of building can bail you out. One mistake that sneaks up on people is bad inventory management. If your heals or mobility are out of reach mid-fight, you're panicking in your inventory instead of focusing on the fight. Organize your loadout logically. Items should always be accessible based on how often you need them mid-fight. Wasting time swapping gear mid-battle costs your games. Your inventory setup can win or lose fights, so master that. Lastly, you might simply not be playing enough endgames. Fighting off spawn and quitting after early deaths limits your exposure to stacked late game scenarios. So play for placement. More often, those situations teach you more than early game hot drops ever will. Late game teaches rotating under pressure, smart mat usage, and decision making when lobbies get chaotic. The real skills that separates good players from great ones. Every stacked endgame builds your composure and game sense for those chaotic moments. And if any of those hit you hard, good. It means you've got stuff to fix. Let me know in the comments which mistakes you're guilty of, and don't forget to join the Flow Improvement Hub. Make sure to like and subscribe, and if you guys want to go check out another video after this, please do. I love you all. You guys have a great rest of your guys' day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.